Chapter 1 in Delin, the capital of Delid, a peripheral kingdom. Listen up, everyone, this is the era of heroes. He's going on about all that again. Leo, who had just turned 15 this year, sighed as if bored. Consider this, it's only been 5,000 years since the advent of the hero record. The world has witnessed so many changes since, yet always with heroes at its heart. Voiced Jaden, a professor of heroics at the esteemed Royal School of Delin. Does anyone know the definition of a hero? Jaden prompted, hands shot up across the classroom. Professor Jaden pointed towards one outstretched arm. Yes, Gullivan. A hero is someone who leaves their name on the hero record. Only those who achieve a feat recognized by the gods may claim a spot there. Well done, Gullivan. The student took his seat, looking proud of himself. Now, Leo, care to share your thoughts? Jaden turned his attention to Leo, though he hadn't volunteered. Nevertheless, Leo rose from his seat. Recall our last assignment. What ceremony was performed 5,000 years ago to mark the becoming of a hero? Jaden prodded, his eyes fixed on Leo. In most cases, if you made a name for yourself, people would just support you. Just how little attention have you been paying in class? Professor Jaden scolded, disapprovingly. Our Royal School of Delin is the most prestigious academy in the country. And time again, haven't we discussed the duty that we must demonstrate a formality befitting the prestigious families and academies from which we come? Moreover, this year, our school has even been selected as one of the sites to host the looming entrance examination, Jaden declared with gravity. Gullivan, care to elaborate? Jaden redirected his attention. In ancient times, divine recognition was rare. Thus, heroes were often chosen through sacred rituals, most notably blood rituals. Correct, Leo seemed unimpressed. It was pretty easy to meet with the gods back in the day, but it wasn't like there was any defined way to get their recognition. 5,000 years ago, the gods freely descended into the world. And what sacred ritual was there ever such a thing? Leo, holding his tongue, looked down at his textbook, the hero record. The hero record emerged from a catastrophic disaster 5,000 years ago. The evil of the beginning, Erebos, had driven the world to the brink of destruction. 5 heroes had emerged to defeat Erebos. The poet of the stars, Luna. The divine blacksmith, Dwarin. The warrior, Aaron. The wise king, Lycinus. And finally, the hero of the beginning, Kyle. Living miracles gifted to the world by the gods themselves. But why are they acting like I'm the only one who never existed? The records of his companions were still intact. It remained as proof that they had once existed and saved the world. But there was no record of Kyle. What kind of sick joke was this? As Leo pondered the injustice of his situation, ding-dong, the bell-ending class had rung. Professor Jaden approached him, casting a shadow over his textbook. Prepare yourselves for next week's looming entrance exam. Talent from all across the world will convene at our school. He scanned across all the faces in his classroom. Make connections with them when they come, and do your best, that is all. With the school day concluded, Leo returned right home. The House of Plov. A noble family within the Kingdom of Delid. With the school day concluded, Leo returned right home. The House of Plov, a noble family within the Kingdom of Delid. Young master, the madam is waiting for you in the gymnasium. Oh, again. Leo frowned. I'm not going. She's informed me that if you miss your swordsmanship class one more time, she cut your allowance. Ha, really? Leo sighed deeply. He changed out of his school uniform and headed for the gymnasium. Originally, the room was meant to serve as a place for the house's knights to train. But instead, it only housed a beautiful woman seated on the soft armament. She was the lady of the Plov family, Raina. Mother, I'm back from school. Welcome home, my dear son. Why are you always so polite with me? Raina opened her eyes, the same color of red as her son's. I heard that children from other families call the person who birthed them mom. It wouldn't hurt to call me mom too. I feel so distant from you when you treat me so formally. It makes me sad. Leo came near the soft arm of her chair with a wooden sword. I'm trying to keep some distance. What, why? Oh, have you hit puberty? Raina's expression filled with sadness. But right then, she launched her body towards her son with tremendous speed. Whoosh, it's because of things like this. A mother wielding a wooden sword against her son, what child wouldn't seek some distance? Raina chuckled softly in response. I can't believe you can't even try to understand how your mother feels. I suppose I'll have to work you a little harder today. With a swift motion, Raina switched up the motion of her wooden sword. Leo adapted to Raina's ever-shifting swordplay with remarkable agility, as always. The onlooking knights marveled, their praises echoing through the air. As expected, the madam possesses the spirit of a true warrior. One of Zerdinger's finest, and yet, the young master is amazing as well. While noble families typically entrusted sword training to their knights, the Pluv family took a different approach under Raina's guidance. And nobody would complain, the great Lordaeron Empire, bordering the kingdom of Delid, boasted a lineage of heroes, the Zerdingers. Raina hailed from this very family. Thwack, thwack. A spark glistened in Raina's eyes as she watched her son parring her every attack. Leo really is a genius. Raina couldn't help but feel a swell of pride at her son's growth with each passing day. Although she had retired, Raina had once been one of the greatest knights the kingdom had ever seen. And although she rarely employed her combat experience anymore, she was quite a force to be reckoned with. Thus, there was no way their spar could be on equal footing, especially since she had adorned herself with heavy magic bracelets on her limbs. Yet, Leo was responding appropriately to Raina's enhanced attacks. Every time we spar, he adapts so quickly to my techniques. As a parent, she couldn't help but feel proud of her son. Like that, their spar had gone on for over 10 minutes. Raina, finding herself becoming more and more entranced by their duel, instinctively curved her wrist, sending her wooden sword through the air in a truly unpredictable path. Oh. Raina was taken aback. She had used too advanced a technique without even realizing it. Surely, it would be too difficult for her son to counter. Raina hurriedly lunged to retrieve the sword as it flew towards her child. Is it too late? Thump. Raina let out a shocked noise, her eyes widening in surprise. Raina's expression shifted to one of bewilderment, seeing her own sword nearing her own neck. Instead, Leo had dodged, retrieved, and rerouted the sword she'd accidentally thrown. Leo sighed, lowering the sword. You're too hard on me. You did a wonderful job, though. Though Raina tried to mask her emotions with a smile, a shiver ran down her spine. This child might be beyond my control. Leo's ability to wield the wooden sword with such finesse posed a formidable challenge. If a moment ago, that mistake had been made with a real sword, even the most skilled of knights may have had issue with escaping intact. Surely this wasn't something that could be cultivated. Not even pure talent could explain his reflexes. Regardless, Leo had caught it. Should I have just let it hit me? Because, after all, Leo wasn't just a 15-year-old kid. He maintained the experience of a great hero who had saved the world in his past life. Thus, his response to a little wooden sword in his face was quite reflexive. Watching Leo scratch his head, Raina asked, Leo, are you still thinking of attending Lumine? Yes, Lumine Academy. One of only 4 hero academies in the world. And the place where the hero record is kept. I need to go so I can find out what happened after I died. Having defeated Erebos, Kyle had died, giving every last drop of his life towards this end. But Erebos was immortal. Though he had won the battle, he had failed to fully eradicate this force of evil. In addition, Tartaros, the army of Erebos, had survived. It had been 5,000 years since then. As time passed, the story from that time remained only a legend. What happened after Kyle's death hadn't been properly recorded. He wasn't even certain that he could learn the truth, even with the help of the hero record. Regardless, that was the reason why Leo wanted to enter the world's most prestigious Lumine Academy. That's right. Raina laughed. Okay, got it, I'll cheer you on. Just leave it to me. What, tomorrow, some of the Zerdinger family will visit Delin, and they'll be staying here with us. Here, the famous hero lineage, Zerdinger, was on Leo's maternal side. But he had never contacted any of them before. This is because when Raina got married, she cut ties with her main family. But it's true that we didn't break up on bad terms. Usually, if someone was told their mom's side of the family were a bunch of famous heroes, they would get excited. However, Leo was not interested in any famous hero. There is no one in this world greater than me. Yes, your uncle Z Zerdinger is leading the tour. I'm planning on asking Z's a favor when he gets here, Raina said seriously. I want you to be able to inherit the Zerdinger aura technique. If that happens, you will grow to a level where you can pass the entrance exam by next year. Raina taught Leo swordsmanship, but she hadn't taught him the aura technique yet. It was impossible for Raina to teach the aura methods without her family's permission. Learning an aura technique passed down within a famous hero lineage. Anyone who dreamt of becoming a knight could only dream of this, but Leo was indifferent. Now I can learn an aura technique, but Raina had been putting off teaching her son the high-level aura appraisal techniques. Of course, Leo would have been able to learn it right away. But he decided to follow his mother's lesson plans for now. Although he was frustrated, he also enjoyed practicing together like this. Still, since Reina had made up her mind, today would mark the end of his frustration. It didn't matter that Leo didn't really possess a Zerdinger's mentality. All he had to do was learn the aura technique and everything would be resolved. I guess she's thinking that I'll take the entrance exam next year. Leo grinned, though I was thinking of giving it a shot this time around.